Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit Podcast presents So You Think You Can Podcast Takeover. And now, here's Confessions of an Insomniac with the contest winner, Clover James.
Good afternoon. My name is Clover James. I will be guest hosting today. I'm sitting here with Nick and Chris. Of course, we know Nick is the big honcho, the big man on campus, the one that started all of this. So
look how uncomfortable he is. He's gonna be all right, Nick. It's gonna be all right.
Actually, it's not that bad over here. Yeah. I don't like the way the light's hitting my face right now. It's kind of weird.
I would definitely like to start off by thanking you for the opportunity for letting me come over here and try this. I want to also thank the friends that I have on Facebook that voted for me and shared the information to try to get this podcast out there, maybe bring in a few viewers. And for those of you watching that I don't know, a little bit of background about myself is my name is Chris James, but I go by Clover James. And, you know, over the years, I've kind of dealt with, you know, my own personal demons. You know, I've always been one to get into entertainment. I feel like I view myself as a kind of like a cameo in the episode of the TV show of people's lives, to where, you know, I come in, I make an appearance, I get you to laugh, you know, and, you know, I move on. So, I mean, that's just one thing that's kind of really worked well for me. And also it helps with my own personal demons and struggles that I have. You know, I deal with things like anxiety. You know, there are times when I have panic attacks, and, you know, it's just something, you know, I grew up with and I've learned to kind of control on my own without having to, you know.
I think Chris and I have talked about before, comedy is bred from pain.
Yeah, that is true.
Usually the funny guy, if you know the funny guy, it's usually somebody who's got some shit going on.
Yeah, deeply depressed. I feel like Robin Williams, everybody goes straight to that whenever you mention somebody who's just like, you know, so silly and out there. And then it's like, damn, he had some deep, dark shit going on. And, you know, that's kind of, you know, a little bit what I go through is that. But I do got to say a lot that has helped me over the past few months is that I gave up smoking weed. Okay. And I mean, there's nothing against anybody who smokes weed. Course. I feel like any drug really is going to it's going to affect people differently. You know, some people batshit insane. Some people, you know, they can function, and for the most part, don't get me wrong, like I was able to function. I mean, I used to write freaking essays for psychology and philosophy while I was stoned off my ass. Granted, philosophy, I may have had to read the book about 3 or 4 times to be like, oh, I have about like a 60% understanding now of where they were going with that. But, you know, that's just kind of where I go with that. And back when coronavirus started, I want to say it was when I hit a low point. I wasn't working because, you know, everything got closed. I've been a server for the past several years. I was supposed to go back to the Kima Boardwalk to work at Aquarium again for spring break. And lo and behold, sure enough, beginning of spring break, it's like, we're going to go and just shut all this shit down.
The Rona.
Y'all don't need money.
The Rona.
And basically, you know, I'm stuck in the same place for almost a month waiting on unemployment. And, you know, eventually, you know, ran out of a bunch of shit.
That's probably a tough place to be in when you already suffer depression.
Yeah, and I was using weed to kind of like distract myself from that. My little escape from reality is I just get high and watch TV show or just fuck around. And, you know, ran out of that, so I'm laying in bed. Money. It costs money. So I'm laying in bed, like freaking the fuck out, having panic attack after panic attack, and then that was kind of when I had that like eye-opening experience where I was like, you know, I just got to stop using this as a crutch. I just got to finally actually like face my issues and deal with them head on.
For sure.
And you know, I've also kind of started to go into other avenues. I was actually starting to drop acid, which, you know, I don't advocate. But and it wasn't necessarily that like I hated the experience. I just realized as somebody who's already got one foot out the door on reality, I was starting to shove my whole ass out the door. So that kind of, you know, that didn't really work with the whole existential crisis thing that I have going on.
Right.
And also, one of the times I did acid, it made me realize how fucking fat I was getting. And that was kind of like, I looked in the mirror, I was like, damn, like, and that was kind of when I started to visualize myself as like actually losing weight and getting thinner. And that was about the end of last year. So that was whenever I decided, it's time to quit fucking around. This was before I turned 30 in August. So I was like, I'm about to be 30. As you get older, it just gets harder and harder to drop them pounds, man.
Trust me, I believe I know that firsthand.
Yeah, I have a slow ass metabolism to begin with, but you know what I mean. It's just gonna get slower and slower over the years. So, I didn't really start off by doing any specific diet. Basically, what I started off doing was I knew what my issues were. This fat boy can eat some fucking French fries and drink some sodas like no other. And, them double cheeseburgers and all that shit.
Right.
And
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rose.
And well, honestly, I didn't really get fat off eating like chocolate and ice cream and all that shit and pies. I got fat off my own damn cooking, man.
Really?
I could devour some fucking like tacos, man. Taco night, I'd just be in a fucking coma, fucking Cholula dripping down my chin. I was like, how many tacos is that? Like 10, 11? So.
Plus, when you're at Taco Bell, you get like 50 chalupas for $3.
Oh, yeah.
So it's too easy on that menu to splurge, man.
Oh, that wasn't even Taco Bell, man. That was my own.
Like real chalupas.
Yeah, that was making my own tacos right there. Hot and spicy. And special shout out to my lovely lady, that Cholula lady on that bottle. Goddamn, you look great and you taste great, but
straight up.
Yeah, but so that's kind of one.
So you said this was like a year ago.
It was about the end of last year whenever I decided I was going to start taking dieting seriously for the first time in my life, back when I lived with my grandma. And this is one of the things that, like, some people got to understand. You can't force anybody to go on a diet. My grandma tried to do that when I was young, and, God rest her soul. I love her, and I know she cared about me. And, but, I was young and stupid, and what would I do the first chance I got when I was at the food court in freaking high school? Was I'm like, ooh, pizza, ooh, Chick-fil-A, what I mean? Like, I just went batshit insane on all of that.
So did you feel like you like replaced drugs with food, or you were doing drugs and food and was like, I gotta clean up all of this?
Well, see, okay, so
because I know weed makes you hungry.
Whenever I was younger, like, food was just kind of an issue. And then I started getting into where, like, I'd get into a bout of depression and I wouldn't eat a single thing for a week.
Yeah.
And, I'm losing weight for that week, but the second you go and eat a piece of fucking lettuce, you're going to, start gaining 5 pounds. So it's like, I never really was, at the end of last year, I was 297. And, I never really was that high up until really I kind of started, like, starving myself and then going back to eating regularly. And then I'd gain that weight, like, within freaking 3 months later. I'd have that plus more.
Those binge diets.
Yeah. So it didn't really work out that well for me. So now, even if there's days where I'm like, I don't really feel like eating something, I'll still try to get something healthy into my body so that way I have the energy to do what I need to do. And, that's also kind of helped a lot is that it's helped with my anxiety. Well, one, I've lost weight. My confidence is returning. That's kind of why I haven't done anything like as far as entertainment and acting and all that goes for like the past like year or so. Because
you were in a slump.
Yeah, I was in a slump. I was like, I felt fat. I felt like crap. I don't think I looked that great. I didn't really do much.
It's truly, truly amazing what 10 pounds off of your body will do to your confidence. Because I was in that same boat last year, man. I mean, it was rough. I mean, I was at 291 when I started keto. Yeah. And within a fucking week, dude, I could tell, like,
and the way you feel.
Shit, this is working.
You put good stuff in, you're gonna feel good.
Yep.
And
exactly.
That's it's they say you are what you eat. Like, nothing could be truer than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I would eat, a freaking bag of potato chips. I'd feel like shit, and I'd be like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything. I'd be like, take a nap. Just close my eyes for about 5 minutes, hours. And you know what I mean. But now that like I've actually noticed, you know, I'm a lot more upbeat. I have more energy. My anxiety's kind of starting to go away, and you know, I have what's called depersonalization, derealization, which a lot of people are not familiar with. It's kind of like a dissociative disorder, where what I think it is I think it's the body's natural defense to where you start getting these high anxiety levels, and you know what I mean, usually it'll happen like, you know, if I'm in like a big ass crowd and a bunch of people are like constantly bumping into me, like I start like wigging the fuck out and start having a panic attack. And a few things that have kind of like help with me whenever I have panic attacks, and there's actually like a quote that I have on that. Water tends to help a lot. Like usually I'd take a shower or I'd make a bath and I'd just like submerge myself in the water and just close my eyes and just kind of.
You're saying it helps for your anxiety?
Yeah, like it helps calm me down.
Okay.
Because it like it's just like you feel like you're one with the water almost. I know that sounds like hippie as fuck.
No. I can get with that.
There's actually a quote by Rainer Maria Rilke, if that's even how you pronounce her last name. It's, when anxious, uneasy, and bad thoughts come, I go to the sea, and the sea drowns them out with its great, wide sounds, cleanses me with its noise, and imposes a rhythm upon everything in me that is bewildered and confused. And that's just like a quote that, like, whenever I heard it, it just hit home for me.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, and I was going to the park. I love going to parks whenever I go walk or jog, and being around a park that just has like a lake.
Yeah.
A big lake, because it's just, you know, that's one thing whenever I exercise, like the two things that help the most is music and being near water.
Yeah.
Is because it just calms me down, because for some reason when I exercise, it makes my anxiety kind of like go up, and I'm like, you know, especially if there's like a whole bunch of other people around, like I'm just like going from like one person to the next.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm jumping from one person to the next too. It's odd, but it helps to be around something and listen to something that's going to kind of take me outside of my own self and my own thoughts, and it just kind of relaxes me. So that really helps. But what I did whenever I first started dieting was I was like, well, you know, there's several key things. One, I need to get rid of the sodas. I need to drop that water weight from that ridiculous amount of sodium that I was having every day. I need to cut out a lot of the starches, you know, like I was still eating bread, but it'd be like maybe I'd go have a chicken salad sandwich like once a week or once every other week or something. It would be very rare. I stopped eating potatoes. I was still eating kind of sweet potatoes every once in a while, but it's not nearly.
See, that was my downfall. When I was on point with my shit, I thought bread and pasta was going to be the trigger for me because, man, I fucking love Olive Garden's bread. I got any type of bread.
In that Alfredo sauce,
dude.
God.
My thing was the potatoes.
Potatoes.
That was my true. I didn't give a fuck about the bread. I wanted breakfast potatoes. I wanted.
Man.
Ooh, breakfast tacos, man.
Them Red Lobster
I do gotta
biscuits, bro. The butter biscuits at Red Lobster, bro.
Shit, them rolls from Texas Roadhouse,
Those two,
man. God.
Man.
Yeah.
So this is all you. I just have a question because you mentioned you felt like you were that funny guy because you were kind of hiding your own pain. Did you get like pleasure from seeing other people happy, even though you weren't, but you made somebody else happy if you made them laugh? Or you
actually, yeah, that's a whole lot of the reason why I want to get into entertainment is because there's this sense of accomplishment whenever I get that, like, you know, honestly, some of the best memories, you know, like I have like in that field was I was doing a play once in college, and there's a scene. I can't necessarily think of the name of the play right now, but there's a scene where I'm running from like way down in the hallway from like, you know, the other side of the building into the actual the theater,
right? And
I'm yelling no, like, well, you know, granted I'm not going to do it here, it'll be too loud, and I'm not trying to make anybody deaf, but you know, I was doing it really, really loudly, and it was really, really nice because at the end, whenever everybody was leaving, somebody came up to me and was like, man, dude, you have such a great voice, you were audible, you know what I mean, I heard you from, you know, you had to be pretty far back there, you know, and that was one thing that like really made me smile.
When you do what we do, and I'm saying we because we do a podcast, it's entertainment. Like, let's face it, you kind of like to have your ego stroked a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
of course.
You know, because it's about especially, you know, I've heard comedians say so much that laugh that they get, that's their validation. And usually it's people who were sad, they got picked on when they were kids, like they were the weird kid, and like now they're making people laugh, and it's like that laughter says, I accept you. Yeah. So I get that. And that's one of the reasons, to be honest with you, man, when I sat down with you and you told me this story, I wanted to give you an opportunity, because you said that in the past you had been creative and you had entertained and you had done all those things and you fell into this rut and you stopped doing it. And I was like, man, maybe let's give him an opportunity to do this, and maybe that'll springboard him back into his creativity. And so there was a few people who went out for this, and some of them were pretty upset that they didn't win.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I still love you. Where the fuck's my wedding invite? No.
Yeah. So, and then, but you know, I mean, you legit got the votes, which thank you guys for sharing our stuff and getting Mr. Clover James on the show.
You beautiful bastards. You.
When I talked to you, I was like, if that's what if he really wants to get back into creativity, like maybe it's not necessarily going to be podcasting, but just getting a mic in front of your face and getting to crack some jokes and
that's
why I'm glad. Yeah, that's why I'm glad you got a chance to do this, and I hope it works out, man. I hope that you continue your clean living lifestyle, and I hope that whatever your next creative move is, I hope maybe this springboards it.
Yeah, so. A lot of. Honestly, a lot of the whole eating better has also been that, like, there may be the rare occasion I go out and I get me something to eat, but a lot of time I cook my own food, and I've been having a lot of fun with that, trying new stuff. And you know, I didn't really start doing keto. Like I said, I didn't do a strict diet whenever I first started. I started doing keto whenever I hit a plateau, and it was like a week had passed. I ain't lost like 1 fucking pound. I was like, damn. And my cousin was like, dude, why don't you just cut you down your carbs even further, man? Like, you know, cut out certain things and just go ahead and try keto. And then, like, I just spent like extensive hours just watching videos. Thomas DeLauer is probably one of my favorite.
Keto is a hard concept to grasp. And when I first started, Nick's the one who actually turned me onto it. And he'll vouch for me. For 2 weeks, I blew his phone up. Like, hey, is this okay? Like,
shit ain't working, bro. What the fuck?
What are we? He's like, just give it time.
Give
it time. Like, get out of the first 7 to 10 day hump. And dude, I probably called him 5 times a day. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what.
Yeah, we started this before it was the fad that it became. To be honest with you. And because now, if you tell somebody you do keto, they're like, "Oh, that's a fad diet. Like, that doesn't work." Well, it does if you do it right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of debate on whether it's supposed to be done permanently. To me, I don't think it's sustainable.
I don't think it is
permanently, but it is a good springboard into finding a healthy way. And I think everybody should remain in a light state of ketosis. That's a whole nother conversation. If anybody is interested in keto and wants to know what it's about, I recommend watching The Magic Pill on Netflix. It's a documentary about kind of where the idea for the diet came from, and it breaks it down. If anybody's interested, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, search Thomas DeLauer on YouTube.
DeLauer.
He has so much information. He breaks it down with scientific facts. He also puts, he cites his sources. He puts links to medical journals and where he got the information, and that's a lot of what I've been watching and listening to. And a lot of people, because I'm on one of those keto groups on Facebook, and I'm usually talking to people, and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't understand what's going on," and I'm like, "Well, most people think that you have to hit the mark with the fats. No, you don't, and no, you need to have the good fats like avocado oil, just avocados, coconut oil. You just need to incorporate different things into it. Yeah. And then you need to also, just because it says, you can have fat, that doesn't mean you should be having cheese for every meal.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, cheese is okay on occasion.
Yeah.
But,
you mean I just got to take the bun off the Big Mac?
Hashtag keto.
But dairy is also an inflammatory. So, you kind of want to watch yourself there. I've actually, I've been trying to go into like more goat cheese and feta cheese. I've been trying to switch over to that a little bit, not necessarily doing too much lactose and stuff. Right. And that has helped tremendously. Like I said, I was 297 at the end of last year. Right now, I'm 212.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I mean, it's been a substantial difference from where I was back then
Yeah.
to where I've gotten right now. Like everybody who sees me, like, damn, I can tell you lost weight. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, thank you."
So
Stroke that ego.
It's funny
Yeah,
that
there
you say
go,
that
right
because I
there.
have a question. In that magic pill, they actually have like some case studies of people who not only have physical ailments, but there's one young girl in there who's autistic, and I think another one, she was like she had diabetes and she was taking insulin like 3 or 4 times a day.
I've also.
How do you feel with because you said you have anxiety, and like, is the keto diet, do you feel like it's helping you mentally?
I just feel like eating better in general. I mean,
Yeah.
not necessarily just a specific diet, but
Right.
just staying away from having, baked potato. I mean, it's good to have like I'll make myself a steak and cook it in some ghee butter with freshly minced garlic. And
What kind of butter?
ghee butter?
Ghee?
Ghee
I've
butter.
never heard of that.
Ghee butter is essentially clarified butter. It's like you ever go to a seafood restaurant, get some lobster or something like that. You get that butter they give you. You notice how it's not like a whitish yellowish color. It's just a straight up yellowish color. It's because what they do is they cook it and they cook the fat out of it, and I mean the fat bubbles up, and I think
I've
they
never
take
heard
it out
of
with a
that.
spoon. Yeah, it's really good. It also do some research on it. It's supposed to be really good for your brain health as well. So I kind of alternate between that, and then I'll also do like coconut oil and some
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I did a shitload of coconut oil, man.
Yeah,
Good
see, I don't
Lord.
want to keep jocking. I recommend that you guys both watch The Magic Pill if it's still on Netflix.
Yeah,
Because
I'll check it out.
your brain is very fatty, and so in the brain is actually improves your brain health. That's like my layman's dumbass term, like way of explaining it. But there's medical professionals who break it down on exactly how it works, like help with enzymes and everything in the brain that help people feel better if they're depressed, or like it actually helps the brain. So that's why I was just curious if you felt like, since you started eating better, we'll say it doesn't have to be keto. Like, do you notice your anxiety going away and stuff like that?
Definitely. I also noticed that like I started dropping weight at a much quicker rate. So not like ridiculous quick, but from before, whenever it was just a few pounds
And you
like
don't-
every week. And
What I like about keto, you don't feel like you're starving yourself. Like, you don't feel
No, I don't.
like you're being unhealthy
my
you're
grandma,
losing.
my grandma's like, "Oh, you need to eat more. Make sure I don't want you to starve yourself and
Yeah.
die." I'm like, "Grandma, I just ate like a freaking 10-ounce steak for dinner
Yeah.
with some asparagus."
It's funny that
I'm
you say that. I was
stuffed,
actually
man.
watching
That's-
that juicing documentary that I was telling you about on
Yes.
last week's episode. And
Did you juice yet?
No.
Okay.
No. But I'm going to.
I
I'm
could
gonna
tell because I didn't smell farts when you walked in.
Yeah,
that's why I knew you weren't juicing.
But man, like the scientific backing of what this guy, how this guy's explaining, he brings like 10 people to this house, and all they have is juice. There's no food. There's no solid food. It's all fruits and vegetables, 100%. And these guys come in, man, and it's a 30-day challenge. The difference in 30 days, dude, I'm talking like their hair is fuller.
Yeah.
Their skin tone is glowing.
Yes.
Like this dude, I think he weighed like 380 pounds. I mean, this is a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
And he said he couldn't get up for 10 feet without stopping and just huffing and puffing and panting. Like couldn't catch his breath.
Feel your pain, dog.
Yeah, for real. At the end of this 30-day challenge, man, they put him all on a 5K. Now he didn't run it, but he walked it nonstop. He said, "I haven't done this in 25 years." It was this dude literally brought a suitcase. I'm talking like this to the brim of fucking medication of all the pills he was on.
Oh my God.
He was on like 18 different pills per day. It was just fucking crazy.
That sounds real similar to this magic pill thing.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that like I do kind of recommend once you've done keto for a while is because you're gonna have your artery wall is gonna be clogged with some fats and stuff like that. I had actually I want to say this was back in August. I did a bone broth fast for 3 days where I just drank straight up bone broth. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And that and water. And that helped out like a whole lot. Like I think in those 3 days I lost like 5 or 6 pounds.
Wow.
And it just kind of helps like rejuvenate you, clear off some of that fat, and and people are like, oh, you so fast, you must be starving yourself. I mean, bone broth has protein, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're still getting your protein out of that. You're getting sodium, so where you're gonna be pissing a lot. Of course, you're gonna do that on the keto. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you know about that. So that's why you got to make sure you have your sodium, but that bone broth, it has that in there, so you're still able to retain some water, especially if you go out in the heat or anything like that.
Do you keep track of your macros?
I did at first. Now I just know what now I don't need to, because I'll make a lot of the same stuff, and then it's just like
that's when things took off for me, when I started actually keeping track of the macros.
And Zach can second that, because once I knew, like I said, the first 2 weeks I was calling him, blowing his shit up, like it's not working. He's like, "What's that app called? Under Armour."
It's MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal.
I was using, I think it's called like Carb Manager, Carb Master.
Yeah,
one
there's
of the
a bunch.
two.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
And man, I started putting my shit in, and I screenshot it to Nick. He's like, "There's your fucking problem. Like you're getting, I think it was like 2% fats, and the rest were proteins."
Yeah, a lot of
it's not
people
gonna
don't
work.
know this. You can have too much protein.
Oh yeah,
like if
for
you're
sure.
a bodybuilder, go have. That's why bodybuilders, they have a ridiculous amount of proteins, because they need the
trying to build
amino
muscle.
acids from that to build muscle. But the average person who's not heavy lifting or anything like that, they only need like a specific amount. And there's a lot of people who've been on that thing. It's like, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks, and I was like, well, that's your problem right there. You're eating so much protein and, nothing else. Like, you cut out the carbs, you did good there, but you got way more protein than you do fats.
Yeah.
And I did start tracking. I want to say I was tracking it for maybe like the first like 3 weeks or month or whatever, but I've just gotten to the point to where like I know my portion on my meat size is, usually about like half a pound, of something works for dinner, like salmon or like a steak or something like that, that tends to do me pretty well. And, I've done a lot of my own cooking. I actually started my own like little cooking kind of like Instagram page just to show off some of the food. It's called Bad Luck Clover Foods.
Okay.
And also Bad Luck Clover Films is one I want to go with for my film.
Nice.
Or maybe just combine them. Bad Luck Clover film or food and entertainment or
there
whatever.
You go.
Yeah, something like that. And, so I've been just doing different dishes that I've come across, like a jalapeno popper chicken, where you put like cream cheese on it, season it real well, put some like jalapenos on it, throw that shit in the oven.
That's dope.
Also, one of my friends hit me up. They made my stuffed chicken recipe yesterday. And they said
nice.
They said they liked it. So
that's pretty cool, man.
You write you a fucking cookbook.
Yeah,
Get that
dude,
motherfucker on Amazon, bro.
Man, this
you're
entrepreneur,
like
this dude is gonna hype you up. You're gonna be ready to bust through a wall by the time you leave here, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You're actually like the third person that's like, dude, you need to release a cookbook. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
it's
easy.
That's another reason, man. What I connected with you when I talked to you.
I don't fucking know anything about cooking.
It's easy as fuck, man.
I know how to eat that fucking food.
Look, put the recipes in a book and sell the book. Boom.
What are you fucking waiting on?
No, man. One of the things that made me connect with you when we talked is I feel like, and you might agree, you're like this ball of potential that hasn't been realized yet.
Yeah, I'm just so many different avenues.
That's
It's just
how
like
I felt.
Cook, I'm into filming.
Before we started this, I was like, I know there's a lot of stuff I could do, and I just haven't. I was tired of being that guy who was talking about doing shit, and I was like, it's time to start doing shit.
Yeah.
And I get the sense that like that's where you are, man. And I think Chris and I would both say to you, man, figure out what your lane is gonna be. And then go fucking get it done, man.
1,000 miles an hour. Fucking blow through it, man.
It's definitely time for me to step back into acting and filmmaking. Because it's been a while, like a few years ago, I made a short film. It's on YouTube. It's called Bloody Hell. It was essentially.
And he showed me clips of this. It's pretty dope, man.
Yeah,
I might be asking this guy to do some ads for us.
Hey, I'm down for it, man.
I might be asking him to do that.
Ring me up.
I'm gonna look this. Y'all keep going. I'm gonna look this up right now because I'm.
Yeah, so I did this.
It's like
for
a little
college.
short horror film, right?
Yeah, well, it's like a comedy horror. It makes fun of a lot of the tropes. It's ridiculous, but I also I did it for a project. Some people did plays. I think one person did like a DJ thing or something,
Right.
but everybody came up with their own little project.
your
And you
YouTube
either
tag?
help with somebody or it's Black Clover Films.
Black Clover Films.
I'm
What's
not
with you
going
and the Clover,
with that.
man? What's with you and the Clover?
I just like it. It's just it's a little out there. I love my dad, but I mean his name's Chris Marshall, my name's Chris Marshall.
Right,
It's
right,
just
right.
kind of it's just it's and
think that's
we
it.
got another Chris right
So
here.
this is the trailer. You got a trailer for it?
There's a trailer for it, and then the whole 26-minute video is on there. The trailer's not really much, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, well, I did this for a project when I was in college, and I essentially wrote it, directed it. I did, maybe about 40%. I did maybe about 40% of the actual camera work, and then I had another guy kind of do more of that because I really wanted to focus more on the direction or directing and make sure it was coming out good. And
Have you seen that?
I played
It's badass.
It's badass.
yeah. Appreciate it.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. When you said you're making short films, I was like, oh, but that's
Yeah, if you watch the whole thing, it's good.
that's
Honestly,
pretty fucking good. I just watched the 30-second trailer.
I think you would really, really love the opening.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna watch.
Kind
I'm
of
gonna watch the 30-minute when I get home.
Y'all really can't see it right now, but he's got a picture on the wall, and it's of the off of 45, where it says
That's
the
that's
be someone.
Be someone. That's
Yeah.
our spirit swag
And-
backdrop too. So
I wanted to do one of those, traditional openings for it, where
Yeah.
you show a city and stuff like that. And I was like, well, you know what? Houston's not utilized that
Yeah.
much. Why don't I drive through Houston for a couple hours, have my buddy in the back seat filming, and of course, that's the one thing we had to get was that be
course.
someone, and I think the intro that's one of my favorite parts of it, just because
I'm excited to watch it.
All
It's
of
pretty
that.
dope. It's pretty dope. You should check it out.
And also I worked with a lot of cool people. It was really cool collaborating that. I edited that and I did all of that in
I might have missed
maybe
this part
a
of the
little
conversation, but was this is a film you did in high school or a film you did in college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that for a project in college, and a bunch of my fellow students or classmates in the theater class that I was in.
Nice.
And so we came up with that, and we had a blast doing it. Don't get me wrong, that was my first eye-opening experience, and sitting there it was. I had what I like to call my wall of madness. When
Yeah.
I just got on one of those dry erase boards and was like, okay, this is the scene that we're doing.
Yeah.
Who do we have for these days and these days and these days? How am I going to sit there and match it up to where, I can film everything accordingly?
Yeah.
And it was just, it looked insane up until...
That's complicated, man. I mean, that's the complication of
why-
filmmaking. But it's impressive, dude. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing yet either, but what I saw was this is dope.
Yeah, that's
dope.
why I enjoy editing, because all that madness starts to come together in some kind of order, and you get to see. Yeah, Nick's shaking his head. It's not his favorite part, but
Fucking
he
hate
doesn't
it.
have.
Oh God.
He probably doesn't have the level of OCD that I have. So
That's the problem. I do, but when you've been sitting at a table for 11 hours, you start to not give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. I have that OCD, and so I'll sit and I'm teaching myself. I know nothing about it. I'm starting from scratch. And so our first episode that we switched to video, episode 20, I work on that shit for 3 days.
Whew, yeah, it was a
I was
minute.
it
almost broke the we were almost you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
If it's gonna take 3 fucking days per episode, nah, it ain't worth it.
And even the season finale, I worked on that for 4 days straight.
Yep.
Because of my OCD. My wife was getting upset with me because I was literally up for 4 days straight. And she was making, you know how women are, they make those sideways comments you sure haven't seen that table for a while type shit. And I was like, look, I'm not stopping until it's perfect. And it's not perfect.
it's oh, you still live here?
It was and I mean, she's the best, man. I'm glad she didn't divorce me over that period because I mean, I just had my head stuck in that computer. The there's times that I enjoy it.
But that's
for
the
most
passion
part,
that drives this show.
It's
That
not-
right there.
yeah.
That's the drive that
I
pushes
care
this
enough.
show.
I care enough about the show to do that, even
Yeah.
though I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting to hear that you like editing. I'll keep that in mind. That's for fucking sure. That is for sure.
Oh, let's talk about my rate. No, no.
Hey, man.
No,
we can pay you in zip.
Something. Don't ever do it for free.
There you go.
So.
Didn't the Joker say that in The Dark Knight? I think he did. I think
Time out.
he told the mob boss people
That
that.
is-
Yeah,
he did.
If you're
The
good at
Joker-
something, don't do it for free.
That is very true. I just quoted The Dark Knight. Trademark.
Yeah,
Is that a
pretty much,
copyright violation? Sorry.
First time I heard that, I was like, "Well, damn, I guess I got to be a hooker then."
Right?
But no,
Not me. No, man, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what you really have the passion for, there's gonna be 1,000 things in this world that'll try to convince you that it can't happen. Trust me. I know. I was that guy.
Yeah.
I would tell you when I was talking to Chris about doing this podcast, it was just in my mind a pipe dream. I never thought like I was actually gonna do it. I used to like sit in my bathtub and pretend I was doing a podcast to myself.
hold the rubber ducky like a mic. So we're here today with Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah, thank you. Like that's about the extent of I would always think about doing stuff, talk about doing stuff, and wouldn't do it. And man, I'm kind of hoping like you getting behind this mic, and I'm hoping it'll maybe jumpstart your itch. You know, you got to get that.
This
itch.
feels good right now. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
get that
lie,
itch
yeah.
to be creative, and then hopefully it'll take off with it, man.
I also like one of the things I like about entertainment is that there's so many different like avenues and routes you can go, and so many different people that you meet. It's just like in that short film, I had met this dude at a coffee shop, and he had a band called 4 Letter Language. He straight up just let me for free use the music that some of the music that you hear in that short
nice.
film. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just meeting different people over the several years.
And that's
that, like,
that's
you
the
know,
networking, man, because they're trying to get their name out too.
Yeah.
And it benefits both parties, man. And there's so much of that going on right now.
And you'll
There's
make
so
you'll
much of
make
it.
some solidified relationships.
Yeah.
I actually think I had a while back I mentioned that, you know, right now I don't have filming equipment, but if I get it, I mentioned to Sarah about possibly, you know, doing a few just like free.
Shout out Urban Soap Bar.
Yeah, Urban Soap Bar. Doing a free, you know, promo or something, making a couple maybe short videos for her, and just kind of piggybacking off of it with
Yeah.
my name. Be
Yeah.
like,
That-
who
dude.
made your video,
that's all it
Sarah? I
takes.
really
That's all
like
it
that.
takes,
That was
man.
cool. Word of mouth, man. That's
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
And then eventually, you know, you get people that call you like, hey, man, you know, do that for a while, you know, eventually, you know, you'll start getting people who want to
Yeah.
pay you to do it.
Yep.
And that's kind of been my game plan, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like how there's different avenues, you know, there's especially when it comes to like acting and stuff like that. Like one of the inspirations to me, I don't know if you know who Donald Glover is, Childish Gambino.
I know who that
He,
is. I told you if it comes to pop culture,
Yeah.
don't ask this guy.
Well, he's a stand-up comedian. He does a lot of stand-up comedy, fucking hilarious. And then also he's an actor. He was in one of my favorite shows, Community.
Okay.
And but he also and it's funny how he came up with the name. He raps under the name Childish Gambino.
Okay.
And he supposedly the way he came up with that name was he went to the Wu-Tang Clan name generator, typed in his name, and it gave him the name Childish Gambino, and that's what he started going with. It's
Holy
freaking
shit.
hilarious. Yeah, it's
That's
random
funny.
as
I didn't
shit,
know
but
that.
it's awesome. Yeah.
He's a very talented dude, man. He's
Yeah,
very
I
talented dude.
love that, man. Like that's, you know, another
He does
thing.
everything.
Like that's
So I'm not gonna make you make the mistake of comparing yourself to Childish Gambino, but is that kind of how you see yourself though? As somebody you want to do more than just one thing?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, probably can't rap for shit, but you know, but you know,
I don't know, man. I could drop a beat real quick. We'll test you out.
I do. Now, another thing is like one thing I do like to do is karaoke, and I actually know 2 awesome KJs that do their shit. Like one of them is I'm gonna go ahead and name drop him real quick if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
One of them is Gino Luton. He does GTO karaoke. Usually he does it at the pub, and he's a pretty cool dude. I've known him for like the past I think like 4 or 5 years, and for a while he was kind of showing me how he does it, kind of training me a little bit, and like let me kind of
like
help
traveling
him out
karaoke?
and stuff. He tends to do it at the pub. I don't know
Did he used to go to
necessarily if
Sherlock's?
maybe, I'm not entirely sure.
What does he look like?
Kind of like that.
He's a guy with a face,
He's a dude.
and some ears,
Some eyes, maybe a nose or two. No, he's got like he's got kind of long hair. He's kind of got like that old school like rocker kind of type, kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
That's not the guy from Sherlock's. Okay.
No, no, but he's a really cool guy. You know, I met him and he kind of took me under his wing a little bit and kind of showed me a few things. And so, you know, every once in a while I'll go over there and do that. And then there's also another KJ that I know that's pretty cool named John Nelson, Messenger. Everybody just calls him Nelson. And he does, I believe it's called Singer's Choice karaoke. And he's done it at like so many different places. I think he does it at Fusion. There's a place.
You're gonna be a KJ too. You can do it. That's a lot of shit, bro.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. But
I've never heard that term. Is that a karaoke DJ?
Yeah, it's karaoke jockey.
Okay. I've never heard him called that before.
I didn't until they started calling themselves that. So I was like, I knew
that sounds like some made up shit.
No, but Johnny B. Outlaws, I think it's like in Houston. I know he did it there. He's just jumped around and done it at like so many different places. I know Gino's done it at a few different places, but the pub tends to be his home. They're off of Fairmont and all that. But they're both like really cool dudes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, another thing that kind of helps me like practice and get out
of course.
there, you know. I was like, I sing and have a good time and, you know, strokes my ego if I get a couple of good compliments.
So you sing too. Okay.
The three people who
This
clap,
man is
you know,
you're the triple threat. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do.
That.
I'm gonna get on my rose shit. I don't know if our last episode we had a hypnotist on here, but she was more like like a meditation expert / motivational speaker. But I'm gonna be on her shit right now for a minute. I want you to visualize yourself in 5 years from now. What's Clover James gonna be doing in 5 years? Like I want you to see it, and I want you to like in 5 years, what is Clover James doing?
Well, I'm definitely gonna have some filming equipment. That's for sure. I want to get myself a little bit out of debt. You know, finally, you know, it took me a while, but I finally started growing up and just started taking care of my shit.
Kevin Provost, Money Management.
There you go.
Yeah. And
that's another sponsor. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, which also, you know, you bring up the sponsors, you know, that's another thing is, you know, and just shout out to them as well for, you know, helping you with your platform.
Yeah.
You know, helping you try to improve. And, you know, that helps a lot, you know, when you have people in your corner.
That's what I'm saying. Get yourself a group of people. There's people that we met through this podcast that we never would have met before. And
networking is
like
massive.
Networking.
Massive. You're going to make connections that end up surpassing what you thought they were going to be. It's more than just this person helping you spread your business. Like we were going to get invited to Sarah's wedding before she had to tone down the guest list because of COVID. But like we were invited to her wedding and we just met her in person for the first time
2 weeks ago.
2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
actually,
but
it's
we
funny.
had done so much together in business and she helped us with our charity drive, the jacket drive. Like when you start networking and making connections, there's people that would consider our friends and partners in business that we have not even met face to face yet.
Yep.
That's the weird thing about, Facebook and social media, but
get
you a circle.
Yeah. It's funny because
you might be in our circle making some videos for us, dude. I'm gonna tell you that. Yeah. Like I'm gonna talk to Chris, man. We'll look at your stuff and I'm gonna tell you where to get equipment. This is not a sponsor of ours, but Zounds.com, ZOUNDS. That's where you got the Smells Like the Holy Spirit podcast from.
That's how it happened.
And it's a good way to get equipment that you don't have to buy it all up front. They'll finance it. They don't check your credit. So if you don't have credit or if you owe people money, they don't even know about it. But you get your stuff and then you start, you take that leap of faith. Maybe you go buy a camera that you don't know how you're going to make the payment next month, but you go grind your ass
It's
off.
an investment.
You go grind your ass off and make some money so you can make that payment. And then you're making money to where you can pay that thing off. And then you know what I mean?
And then you're making money on top of that because you already have, your investment.
Exactly. So I always recommend, because a lot of people who want a podcast come to us. How'd you do it? Zounds.com. It's the only way we got this done, because I didn't have the $2,000 to, jumpstart this thing. I know, he had 2 other businesses he was already putting money into. So it would have been a pipe dream without them. So they're not a sponsor of us, but shout out. They can be. Yeah, they can be if they want to be. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give them a call.
It's also funny you mentioned how you met Sarah, as I actually, if I remember correctly, I met Sarah at the pub during karaoke.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's just kind of funny how
hold up. Sarah's keeping secrets from us.
Well, this was a long
Sarah's
time
keeping
ago.
secrets from us.
Well, I don't quite remember if she had gone up and done any karaoke.
Man, we're about to find out.
I know that we know some of the same people. But,
yeah, you're gonna learn today. Well, man, so in 5 years, you think you want to be in filmmaking?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely gonna be better off. Hell, dude.
You're very conversational, man. I mean, for this being the first time you've ever done this, I would say, don't be causing any competition for us or anything like that. Don't start your own podcast. I'm just playing. If you want to do podcasting,
all nude podcast starting next week.
There you go.
Tune in, baby.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like I said, the connection I made with you is I felt like this is a dude who wants to do some stuff. He just needs that nudge. You need a Chris Clark in your life. I can record some motivational Chris Clark quotes for you and just text them to you every day. I'm telling you, dude, you'll be ready to bust through a wall. Yep. I'm not joking, but I'm hoping this will springboard you into doing that, man. So if in 5 years you want to be making film again and doing everything for yourself,
shit.
What's up?
Does this stop after a certain amount of time?
It's not supposed to.
It did.
That's not good.
Well, shit.
Let's see what we got. We're still recording on video, though, so we're good.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a new computer, Chris. When did it stop?
This is 34 minutes. What? Yeah, I was so deep in the conversation that shit.
It's fine. We're still recording. You guys are getting a behind-the-scenes look at the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. Yeah, we're still recording here. So I'll just have to use the audio from that again.
Yeah.
That's what I did last week. So carry on, sir. I apologize.
All right.
No, I think you did fairly well, man. Like I said, I hope getting comfortable talking, and it's cool that you can talk about some of your personal stuff and get that out there. There's a lot of people who would want to keep that a secret and be like, oh, I can't talk about that. But you've got it out there, and I think the thing I got from it is like, yes, he's dealing with this stuff, but he's still a normal guy. Like, he wants to do normal guy stuff, whatever normal means,
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm like, he's a person, and I went through my own mental health stuff and dealing with stuff like that, and it's easy to forget that everybody goes through something. Like, I can't be judgmental of anything you've gone through, because I've gone through shit. Like, everybody goes through shit.
I just got to say, like, through this whole coronavirus thing, I mean, just from, like, March up until now, that just the progress I've already made. You asked, like, where I'm going to be in 5 years. Shit, dude. I mean, just in, like, 5 or 6 months, I feel like I've already taken a few, like, big steps.
Yeah. Sky's the limit, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm finally getting to the point where, I'm ready to put myself back out there again. And just kind of see what happens.
So do me a favor. I know this is your show, but shout out your Instagram. You said you had a Instagram food page, your YouTube channel. I'm gonna tell you to give it to the people right now, because you already said it. In 5 years, you're gonna be back into filmmaking and editing. So I want you to get started, man, as soon as possible. I know you still got some hangups you're trying to get through, but I want you to get started. I want you to do your thing, and I want you to come back on episode 201, because Rose is going to be 200. On episode 201, I want you to come back and tell us all about everything that's happened. It'd probably take us another, 3-4 years to get to 200?
Probably, yeah.
So, yeah, I want you to come back, and I want you to tell us the success that you had. And I really appreciate you coming through and doing this and sharing with your friends. So I have no idea how long we've been recording now. So it is
We'll
what it is.
find out.
We're gonna learn today.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today, boy.
All right, man. So I'm gonna shut up and let you wrap up how you want to wrap up, and I just want to say thank you for coming and do it. I think you did good.
I can't agree anymore.
Yeah.
I was when he brought this up, I was like,
Yeah, I told you he was nervous.
shit, dude. I don't just because, and it's
He doesn't know you.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know me.
I don't
man.
know you, and this dude's got a fucking butter voice, man. He's
Right.
smooth. He knows every. When it comes to this podcast, I show up.
Butter.
I show up and I talk for an hour and I go home. That's all I contribute to this podcast.
Yeah.
This is the man who does everything.
Yeah.
And when he was like, he wants somebody in that seat, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that.
I don't know, man. This
You're
kind of
nervous
nice.
because you're testing the waters. I mean, of course,
Exactly.
you're gonna want to dip a toe in before you just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
can.
And we keep our circle pretty tight.
Yeah. It was
For the most part.
It was a little nerve wracking,
So-
but it went well. You did fantastic.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You
man.
did really good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. And like I said, I want you to come
There's
back.
that ego stroke, right?
There it is.
There it is.
Oh yeah,
I see this table moving a little bit. What you doing over there? Like, calm down.
it's gonna be a long night in the shower today.
Yeah, man. But I think you did really good. And I'll let you wrap it up the way you want to wrap it up. But thank
Well,
you.
yeah. Well, once again, I'd like to say thank you for giving me this chance to come on
Absolutely.
here and
Yes, sir.
try it out. And, I did really enjoy doing this. I was looking forward to it. And, honestly, it's like we were talking the other day, that, most of this shit, I had a few idea of like key points I wanted to talk with, but if you sit there and go off a script, you're gonna sound like a
Just
fucking
sit down
robot.
and bullshit,
you're gonna
man.
be like, and in today's news,
Yes,
like
exactly.
Look, man.
I ain't trying to Walter
You're,
Cronkite this shit.
you're giving away our
Like,
secret though. Like we need the people to think. We need the people to think that this is really hard. Man, it must be really hard. Yes, it's so difficult to sit there and talk like you would have normally done anyway. With a microphone in your face.
It's also Sunday night, guys.
yeah, for sure.
But basically, so the name of my film production company that I want to make, it's actually changed because it used to be Black Clover Films. There's within the past couple of years, there's like a TV show or anime or whatever that came out with that
That's some
name, and I'm like,
copyright-
okay, so
some
I'm
copyright
not
infringement.
gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. So I changed
Yeah.
it to Bad Luck Clover. I feel like that has like a nice ring to it.
does.
And,
Yeah.
so right now,
And it's kind of an oxymoron, right? Because clovers are supposed to be good luck.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually. So I don't even know if I've showed you this, but this is kind
you're
of like
like-
the rough draft for the logo that I want. It's a
Gotcha.
4-leaf clover, and it's got
You-
bullet holes and it's bleeding black.
This has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah.
This has been
You're
in the
into
works
this
for a
Clover
long
thing.
time.
Dude, I
Look, bro,
actually,
you have the base that you need. Now
Yeah.
you just gotta build that shit up, dude.
Yeah, I actually have like several ideas that like I've kind of toyed with. There's actually the whole name really came off of a TV show idea that I wanted to make, kind of one of those like superhero type things,
Yeah.
but not like the typical one. It's kind of more of like it's like a cross almost, and it's not necessarily like I'm ripping off of like other stuff. It's just because I've watched so much fucking TV that it just like it has
Right.
different vibes to
Yeah.
it. And
Everybody
it's gonna
has
have like that
inspiration.
almost that like rescue me kind of
Yeah.
like crazy shit dark vibe from like other things, and
Yeah.
so I wanted to make that because I feel like it would be a bit different, a little bit more, unrated. Because I think you were even sitting there. I don't remember what show you were talking about yesterday, but you said like you were watching some show, and the first thought you had was like, "Come on, in what situation are they not gonna say fuck?" Like,
I can't watch network television.
Yeah.
Nobody says the F word. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
And
If you roll up on a dead body, the first thing you're gonna say is, "Oh fuck!" Like, come on. And that's a whole other conversation.
How awesome would that be on an episode of CSI Miami? Well, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Like,
But dude,
yeah.
you have all these ideas in your head, man. It's just time for you to get her done.
Yeah,
Get her done, buddy.
definitely. Yeah, I need to
her done.
start getting back into writing and all that, and
her
and
done, man.
that's why I said I like the different avenues with the acting,
Yeah.
singing, dancing. I believe they call it a triple threat.
Yeah.
That's just freaking awesome to me.
Yeah.
And then so I have that. Eventually, I'm gonna change the YouTube over and the name and all that
To
stuff.
Bad Luck Clover.
Yeah, to Bad Luck Clover. But right now, if you do want to check out my short film, would be greatly appreciated. Throw it a like or subscribe or anything like that. It's called Bloody Hell, and you'll find it on my YouTube page, Black Clover Films. If you want to check out the Instagram, I just kind of started it like maybe a couple weeks ago, and I've thrown a couple recipes on there. I did like stuffed chicken, pot roast. Like I slow cooked this pot roast in a Dutch oven. And which I remember like putting a post on Facebook saying, "Oh man, Dutch oven has to be the greatest invention ever." And you fucking sick bastards, you didn't let that shit go. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I bet it is." Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
So what's the name of that page?
That is Bad Luck Clover Foods. Yeah,
okay.
and a lot of it's kind of, keto recipes kind of, because, that's basically where,
I'm gonna check
I've been
that shit
doing the
out
past
for sure.
couple of weeks. And, like I'll send you like some pictures and shit like that for that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, if you want to find me on Facebook, talk to me, see what's up. If any of your viewers have any kind of things going on, if you ever just need somebody to be a cameo or an extra, or,
Y'all
just shoot me up, Clover James at Facebook.
Yeah, go check out his stuff. Go check out his short film. If anybody needs, like, I'm gonna put this out in the universe, bro. You're gonna have your filming equipment in the next month or two. Like, I'm just putting that in the universe, and now it's up to you, man. You got to make it happen.
Definitely. That's why I've, eventually, at least by spring break of next year, I want to try to go back to the boardwalk, go make that good money for a bit.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just trying out like different avenues to like make money and stuff like that, just to where, just doing side jobs and shit like that, to where I don't have to fully put, because, as much, don't get me wrong, like I loved working at the boardwalk. It's like a good experience, and I make a decent amount of money. It is a lot of hours, and it's hard to do, other things right now for the rest of the year. I'm trying to make it to where I can start getting other things set up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much my goal, my plan right now.
Well, we
So,
wish you the best, man. You're gonna make it happen.
appreciate it. Yeah,
I got a
definitely.
good feeling.
Yeah.
If you need any motivation, like I said, call Chris.
We'll get it there, man. We'll get it.
Yeah, and if you ever need anybody help with social media, networking, anything like that,
I told you we're gonna hit you up about the video stuff.
Yeah, we ought to
'Cause
start
that's
making
been a goal of ours for a
some
while.
skits and shit like that.
Yeah,
like
We've been talking about that for 6 months.
Dude, I came up with the funniest fucking thing to like prank people yesterday. I was like, how hilarious would it be if I started going into public bathrooms and just fucking like started playing what's that Phil I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Like the part when the shit actually goes,
the drum
goes in go in one of the stalls while somebody's next to you taking a shit, just start singing badly to it, and then whenever it hits that freaking drum, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the drum roll.
Just like get some drumsticks and just do it on the door or some shit. Like
yeah, man.
Flip people the fuck out. That's man.
Yeah, we want to do some goofy shit. We're gonna hit you up.
I have a TikTok, I think. I want to say it's like Clover 2112 or Clover James 2112 or something. I haven't really fucked with it in a bit.
All
Like
them
I fucked with
Tic-Tac
it for a bit.
movies.
TikTok.
Yeah, Tic-Tac, yeah. It was just me fucking
I
around
was
with
about to
stupid
say,
shit.
that's out of our demographic, bro.
If you can lock down the algorithm of TikTok to where it fits your needs and it's the shit that you want to see,
Especially with filmmaking.
it's fucking golden. It's a gold mine. The problem is you have to stay on that fucking thing for 8 hours a day for that application to recognize the algorithm.
Well, China's stealing all your fucking information.
Of course. But dude, I tried for weeks to get it right, and I don't know. It just
My
You gotta
thing
learn
is,
them dances, Chris.
like I don't want to. I have no fucking want to see some dude dancing a fucking those little song clips, whatever they do.
Yeah.
And that was,
see, I didn't really do like too much of that. I was just doing like stupid, funny shit. And it's
Yeah.
and
Because there's no more
bring
Vines.
up the still in the
We
information.
come from the era of Vines, right?
If they want to find out about like the shit that happened in every episode of Supernatural or some shit,
Right.
then fine, still that information. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But yeah, like I think the last video I did was something where like I was standing outside the door in the front yard or whatever, and I was like, the best part of waking up, and then I edited a video that somebody else made, and they like stuck their head out the window. I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then I took from the commercial. I took the actual little scene where they show the coffee, and it's like, "Is Folgers in your cup?" Like, yeah, it's just stupid random shit that comes to my head. Yeah, I was just like, yeah, maybe it'll make like 50 people laugh or some shit. But yeah,
future social media manager, possibly Mr. Clover James.
But yeah, man, it's definitely been awesome coming on here. I've been looking forward to this shit. You know,
we appreciate you, brother.
Be back for what, 2-1, 2-2?
201.
Yeah,
201.
201.
Yeah.
Put it in the books.
With your LLC in hand.
If y'all haven't been put to sleep by the professional hypnotist by that point in time, you know, which I think he was talking about that. I think that's like transcendental meditation or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or it's like suggestive, which, you know, my cousin knows all about that. He sells the Chronicle and all that. Like, suggestive selling.
I got you.
Buy this shit. Like,
right. Who buys the
Chronicle? I mean,
he's
very good at that. Like, honestly, I've seen him. You know, I mean, he's a little bit of an inspiration too, because I've seen how he was when like I was back in high school and he was young, and where he is now. And you know, I mean, we keep up with that shit. And he's a lot more positive than I am. So if some of that positivity can rub off on me,
we're gonna get you there.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna get you there, man. How do you feel? You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good, man. This was easy as fuck, dude. Like, I mean, like, it's not like I had to do like rehearsals or anything for this shit. This was not nearly as stressful as trying to get everybody's like fucking scenes in order and be like, shit, I don't have this person for this day.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I gonna do?
Well, now what I gotta do is
your favorite part?
No, I gotta make sure how much of this shit actually recorded. So I have to know if I'm gonna have to make you come back and do it a second time.
I'll be available. Just let me know.
Yeah, I don't know if you practice an exit or not. That's the type of shit I do. Like our intro is very it's kind of canned, but it's a gimmick. Like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. That type of shit. I don't know. That's the stuff I do. I don't know if you practice.
Okay, Jim Carrey.
That's what people were like. You stole it from Jim Carrey. I was like, I didn't even think about that. This is how it happened.
I hope the camera doesn't fall.
Really quick. All I did was I was saying good morning, and then I realized, what if somebody's listening and it's not morning? So I was like, I need to cover all the bases. So I said, good morning.
It's Sunday night, man.
Whatever time of day it is. Yeah. So that's where that shit came. So I don't know if you practice an outro or not, or if you just want to tell the people good night, but I gotta make sure this shit actually recorded.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Oh, dude, man.
For doing this.
Thank
Bravo,
you, man.
sir.
This was like
Bravo,
an awesome, like,
you did good. You did
opportunity for me, you know, get myself back out there. I didn't really have necessarily anything planned.
All right, we'll make it up right now. Pretend you're DJ Clover James. What's your exit of your show?
I'm Clover James, bitch. With the 5 fingers, say the face, slap. But nah, all right, yeah. But nah, dude, thanks all the listeners at home. Go ahead, like, subscribe his shit, share it, get him to where he has more viewers on his podcast, because he's got a lot of passion for this shit, man. So, and that's what you want. You want more people that have passion about it, you know.
Sir.
And, I mean, you know, shit, man.
Like, subscribe.
Or go watch Joe Rogan talk about DMTs for like 12 hours. But it's up to you, man.
Nah, fuck him.
Don't watch Rogan.
Yeah.
He makes too much money already.
Yeah. No. That's pretty much it, man. So it was really great having you.
Bravo, sir.
Having you on, having me, whatever.
You did a very good job.
Appreciate you, man.
Guys, just real quick, I want to thank our sponsors, Urban Soap Bar, Stephen Terry Pest Elimination. I want to thank Banerjee Plastic Surgery for hooking me up with a Miss New Booty Duty. Go to BanerjeePlasticSurgery.com. Mention that you listen to the show. They'll give you $1,000 off. And we want to thank Pop Socks. Still waiting on my socks, Marquez. I'm looking at you.
They're on their way.
They're on the way. All right, cool. Look, we had the same issue with right now. Caitlin's probably like, I'm waiting on my coffee cup, motherfucker. We had a little bit of an issue with the Spirit Swag store too, but you guys go to the Spirit Swag store, use the Spirit Sniffers promo code, get 15% off. If you use Spirit Sniffers with Pop Socks, you get 10% off. And then we want to thank you, Kevin. I shouted you out. You're talking about getting your money right. Call Kevin Provost, Money Management Co. And he can hook you up. We have connections, man. This is why you build a circle. But man, you did a very good job. I appreciate you so much, Chris. I'm glad it met your approval as well.
It was good.
And we're gonna get on out of here. So Thank you, everybody, for listening. For our host, Clover James, I'm Nick Stevenson.
My name's Chris Clark. We'll see y'all next time.
You've just heard Confessions of an Insomniac with Clover James. Clover James. Brought to you by the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast presents So You Think You Can Podcast. Podcast Takeover. For info on how you earn the chance to win a podcast takeover, and for more Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast content, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.